I want to talk to you about the cleanse. We get a lot of questions about it, and I call it the cleanse. There are many different ways to cleanse the body, and it's an important thing to do. Now, your body has systems that detoxify it. You have many systems in place to get rid of things that got into the body either accidentally or with intent, but things that shouldn't be there. There are a lot of substances and organisms that gain entrance to the body that need to be dealt with. If they're not dealt with and they accumulate, then people start having symptoms and they get diseases. It's a mechanism that's repeated probably for every disease out there. Most of the diseases that we call autoimmune diseases are just the body being misprogrammed and overburdened with the things that we're going to talk about. So you want to do what you can to support your body's own systems of detoxification. Number one thing you can do is eat enough vegetables to get some of the chemical substances your body needs to, in essence, deactivate and make things water soluble and fat soluble so they can be eliminated from the body. So you need to get the nutrients in to help your body do that. The processes are there, but it needs some raw materials. So we also talk about doing a cleanse. Now, I'm not talking about doing some severe fasting over 40 days or anything like that. A cleanse doesn't have to be severe or damaging to the body. In fact, there are very few times that we use true fasting because it is detrimental. There are some problems with it. We want to give enough calories to the body that can operate and not sacrifice good tissue. But when we talk about a cleanse, it simply boils down to not putting anything new into the body if you can avoid it. So we tend to have people follow a certain list of foods. In fact, if you're in my office, you will have gotten that list. And it's just a list of foods that are generally not allergenic, that are cleaner and don't contain a lot of chemicals, unprocessed foods, natural, hopefully raw foods, but things that won't add to the burden, basically. And then there's a few products that we like. We want to get the nutrients into your body so that your detoxification process can work. So we'll often recommend a problem. For you in my office, we may use OptiCleanse, we may use Dr. Natura. There's a number of good quality products out there. But we basically are giving you the raw materials in order for your detoxification system to work better. Just make sure you've got those. So we have you supplement. Some of the supplements we use are a shake or a drink. Other supplements are capsules. Also, things like fiber can be very helpful because fiber in itself helps you to clean things out. It mechanically cleans things out and it collects and absorbs things and then you can eliminate it. So in many different routes, we're trying to get that elimination to occur. You've got your stool, you've got sweat, you've got many routes, breathing, that you can eliminate toxins. But in many cases, your body needs the raw materials to do that. So when we talk about a cleanse, again, we're talking about not adding anything new while you spend some time cleaning up internally. And you give your body the support it needs, the raw materials to be able to do that job. So the cleanse is nothing mystical. Well, maybe a little bit because it does have some good effects. But in the way of cleaning up, if your internal environment, what used to be called the terrain, is clean, there's less interference, and everything works better. And in a lot of cases, you just feel better, your body's functioning better, you have less diseases, less problems. It's a very helpful thing to do. Some people recommend every quarter doing one. If you've got more problems, more symptoms, maybe you need to do it more often. If you're pretty healthy and you eat your vegetables and you take care of yourself, you don't have to do it as often. But it's something that's worth doing periodically, even if you just basically clean up your diet. Now, in the cleanse that we do, we usually have people take maybe a serving of a certain product, then they'll work up to 2 or 3 servings, and then in the same time they might decrease the amount of other foods that they're eating as long as we make sure they're getting their nutrients in and enough calories. Sometimes we simply do a cleanse with a kind of medical food that's a protein drink with other nutrients, and then they just eat a green vegetable. So there's many different ways to do a cleanse. But I want you to understand how to do it and why you're doing it. So that's the why. Now, how to do it again in our office, we print out a certain sequence that we want you to follow. You can use the cleansing products as a meal replacement in many cases, or you can just simply have it along with the meal. Again, you're just trying to get those nutrients into the body. And then the reason for the cleanse, again, is just do some internal cleanup. Because we find time after time And as I said before, maybe in every case, that symptoms are the body overburdened. The body has more it can contend with, so you over-respond. Your allergies get stronger, your headaches get stronger, everything just becomes more and more prominent. Your body may be trying to tell you louder and louder that something's wrong. So a cleanse can be helpful in reversing this process. Because if you can't get rid of it, then you'll accumulate it. If you're constipated, you'll reabsorb things and they'll collect in your body. If you are exposed to more things, you're going to accumulate more. So you're just trying to clean up some of this accumulated stuff. The one thing that I have to give you as a little bit of a warning is even doing a light cleanse, you might get some reactions. You might have symptoms because here's what your body did. It couldn't get rid of it, so it probably threw it into fat stores or in some cases some other areas. But your body found a place to stuff it away, hide it out. You probably do the same thing sometimes. Hide things in a cupboard, whatever. Your body does that. Well, we start cleansing, and the body brings that stuff back out so it can eliminate it, and you may start reacting to it. You may get a little headache, maybe a little bit nauseous. You could get some skin breakouts, a little dermatitis, maybe just some itching. So if you find that you have some symptoms and you can contend with them, then do. Try not to drop aspirin or take a lot of caffeine or do anything to alleviate the symptoms, because most of those things will add to the problem. Your liver's trying to work on getting rid of things, and I don't want it working on a medication. You can either ease up on the cleanse, maybe do less of whatever cleansing products you're using, or perhaps just do the cleanse a little less intensely. If you need to, stop the cleanse and revisit it in smaller amounts. So you can adjust it. But the problem with taking aspirin or caffeine or medications is now the liver has to work on detoxifying those, and you'll tend to ignore what we're trying to do with the cleanse. Make sense? So the cleanse is just something that we want you to get done. We use it in many ways in our clinic. It's actually part of our weight loss program. And we've had many occasions where we had a whole program laid out for people that they were going to do. And our program is a little bit different than others. We really get into lifestyle and there's no point system or meals or anything like that. Our weight loss program is something that we want you to continue for the rest of your life. So we're trying to get you to change some habits. But if we can get you to do a cleanse before we do the rest, it makes the whole program work better. And as I started to mention, that we've had a number of people who simply did the cleanse and already met their goal in weight loss and really didn't need to do much more of the program, except perhaps to change a few habits. So try the cleanse. If you're in our clinic, we're going to ask you to do it as part of our program. If you're just listening to this video, look into cleansing. Again, there's several different cleanses that you can do. I don't want you to do one that's anything extreme. Now, there are herbs and other things that you can take also to make the cleanse a little more advanced or a little more extreme. Be careful. If it's your first cleanse, just do an easy one. Just do maybe a simple meal replacement product and eat only a green vegetable. Or do a simpler or less intensive cleanse. And then once you've got some experience, maybe you can add some of the herbs to make things work a little faster or stronger. But you don't have to go to extremes. Cleansing is something that should be done gently. You're just trying to do a simple cleanup. So that's the cleanse. If you have any other problems or questions, feel free to ask me in the clinic. If you're not part of our clinic, if you're not one of our clients, then feel free to contact me. I'm always happy to answer questions. Anyway, this is Dr. Vince Belanzi. If you have questions and you can't get a hold of me, remember, you can always find a good professional, clinical nutritionist, certified nutritionists, naturopathic doctors. There are medical doctors as well that have some knowledge, but make sure that they do have some expertise beyond just conventional medicine, because we're trying to get free of the drugs and the things like that.